To me, freedom of expression just means being able to say what you think and not having to fear any kind of coercion, really. It's a right within boundaries. So, I mean, as long as you don't hurt anybody else's rights, you are free to say what you want. Knowledge of the Holocaust, for example, makes me think, there must be limits to what you can express.
Freedom of expression is when you're able to say and think what you like, as long as it doesn't infringe upon the rights of others. It's important because it's one of the most basic human rights, and without it, you're not human. For instance, gay rights, you're not allowed to express that openly. Even if you have different religious views than your parents, that's very hard to express.
There is no way you're going to develop yourself and the society in which you live if you don't have ideas. Ideas flow out of opinions. If people have opinions and they don't express them, other people don't get new ideas.
There will be no meaning for Lebanon to exist without the freedom of expression. It's like the air to breathe. We are the example of how we coexist together. We are a modern society. We love life.
People have the right and have the power and have the freedom to express what they want, well, without harming others. The Chinese media and the Chinese government is doing pretty well during the earthquake time. The media, the news reporters have released thousands and dozens of very bloody, very cruel pictures onto the internet, indicating a big progress in the freedom of expression. Those bloggers can criticize the leaders' behavior.
You have to be just very careful about what you say, especially if you're a journalist, because there's always someone watching and there's always someone listening. And a lot of journalists have got into a lot of trouble with the government because they just wanted to express their opposition or any ideas, etc. I don't like that. I don't like being restrained. I don't like being warned about not being able to speak in public because they might threaten me or my family or my friends.
Freedom of expression, I think, is really the right to be heard and the right to hear. It carries with it tremendous responsibility. And I think in times of war, national security crises, there's a tendency to sort of batten down the hatches. But it's precisely at those moments of crisis that the public, citizens, need to have the most information.
For the greater part of my life in South Africa, I could never experience my full potential. Firstly, in terms of a law, and this is now legislated segregation. That was freedom, sort of, or restrictions to freedom externally. So for me, it's to start with freedom of thought. And the more I read and the more I inquire, the more I can challenge.
I think freedom of expression is your right to express your opinion, your views. People normally do this through the dressing codes and different body languages. It's the root, it's the mother of other freedom. This is where you measure democracy.